terminar a luta de qualquer jeito, entendeu? E, tipo assim, isso ele sempre faz. Várias lutas, né? Você pegar aí o highlight dele, é o que para essa luta, velho. Mano, é irregular, tá na regra. Você não vai estar errado se você parar. Isso tá na regra. Parou. Oh, não, mas ele parou. Cara, olha no vídeo. Ninguém ia falar do árbitro, velho. Pô, o cara foi sujeito ao homem, entendeu? Mas agora ele não foi sujeito ao homem. Ele não deveria estar ali. Aí é uma revanche imediata, entendeu? Eu já falei com a organização. E eles me pediram alguns dias aí pra gente estar voltando, que tinha muita coisa. Acabou de acontecer o evento. Então eles vão ver o que vão fazer. Vou esperar um pouco, né? Mas em breve vamos ter uma...
Pereira reiterated that the officiating team bears ultimate responsibility for fighter safety and real-time rule enforcement. He implied their inaction directly influenced the fight's development and final outcome. Meanwhile, Herb Dean defended his officiating in the bout between Ciryl Gane and Alexa Pereira. Dean explained the MMA interpretation of the back of the head rule, clarifying that referees focus on the nape of the neck, a defined legal zone. He emphasized that his rule application was consistent with typical MMA officiating standards. Michael Bisping defended referee Herb Dean, stating that the rule regarding strikes to the back of the head is frequently misunderstood in both its wording and application. According to Bisping, while Alex Pereira displayed toughness returning to his feet, he rejected any notion that Ciryl Gane cheated during their exchanges. I could tell by some of the comments online that I owe you guys an explanation about the rules and how I refereed the fight. All respect to both fighters. I'm talking about Gane and Pa amazing fight. The rule we're talking about is the back of the head. And that's confusing because it's different than boxing. And the way we enforce this rule is we focus on the nape of the neck, and that's really what the rule should be called. The nape of the neck or occipital junction also covers the spine, and it covers a line right here with one invariance to either side. So right here, this is what we go over in a rules meeting. I will let them know that this area is AF off limits, that this area is a fair blow. Here is a fair blow. Turn to the side so we can see it here. Here is a fair blow. Here is a foul. Hopefully that's useful to you guys and clear things up at all. Doing himself any favors. I don't like this stuff. Isn't this what his fans accused Jamal Hill of doing when Jamal Hill lost? Remember the ref stoppage? Hill was talking about how things kind of got out of sorts with his game plan when the referee had to stop, to stop the fight. This is the exact same thing. And the Pereira fans aren't going to be saying anything bad about this. They're probably going to agree with him here. I just think this is such a bad look. Like, give Gane his credit. Even if you feel that way, you could say something along the lines of like, look, credit to him. He got a great shot here. He got me, and you know what, we'll make the adjustments. We'll come back stronger next time. I don't know why it's so hard for certain fighters to say this. You're going to win fans over more if you're going to take the humble route as opposed to taking the he got lucky route. 'Cause I think most people watching this didn't think that was lucky. Did it? What he talking about play a factor in the fight? 100%. But you can't just zone in on that and say, oh, that's the reason I lost the fight. That's basically what he's implying here. So, adding to the technical angle, MMA Guru notes that while the back of the headshots, I hate a Ciryl gun. He's the dirtiest fighter in UFC history. But to be fair, he used cheats to beat a lot of fighters before. Before the sequence that finished Pereira. He was fighting a clean game and he was beating Alex Pereira at that game. That was my prediction. I thought Pereira would build into the fight. But Pereira didn't take damage too well at heavyweight. His eye was swelling shut. Seeing him and Ilya like that was very shocking to me, because even though we've seen him lose before, I've seen him put away by Adesanya. I've seen him get into a scrap with Bohovic and have a close fight with Ankalaev the first time and lose, and he didn't have that visible damage on him. Expanding on the technical analysis, MMA Guru notes that while the finishing sequence sparked debate, Gane was already edging key striking exchanges before the finish. He also observed that Alex Pereira appeared to absorb more damage than usual at heavyweight, with the physical toll becoming increasingly evident as the rounds progressed. Heavyweight's different, dude. It is. And G was popping him with a jab, winning the low kick battle by going to the inside leg with low kicks. I do think Pereira was very hesitant to start. And maybe that's the problem with every other fight of your career being in a new division, because there's that feeling out process of how's this actually going to be compared to a guy who has all the experience in the world. But Ciryl Gane puts away Alex Pereira in round 2 by KO, wins the interim title, and now Pereira's belt list dude another goat down the drain who was just on the brink. Jon Jones PD cheat he's celebrating at home closeted never will have fulfillment in his life. Couldn't trust his own DNA to step into a cage against another man. PD cheated his whole way through it. Younger man than all of these guys. Better athlete. Still had to stick needles in his ass to compete with them. Loser should never be considered a GOAT in the sport. Turning our attention to Alex Pereira, Poatan has confirmed his request for an immediate rematch with Ciryl Gane. He states he's already spoken directly with the UFC about running it back. Alex Pereira is committed to fulfilling his dream of becoming a 3-division champion. However, not everyone agrees with this direction. Paddy Pimblett, for example, suggests a return to light heavyweight might suit Pereira better, even pointing to a potential clash with Jerry Pchaska as a more natural fit. Said to Ciryl Gane, didn't I? Said Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane a proper heavyweight. You know what I mean? Very impressive. Ciryl Vertom now is going to be an even bigger fight that he's got the instant title. Brilliant fight by Ciryl Gane. I need to watch this replay though. I think did he drop him with a jab? Sure he did. A stiff jab. Stepped in as Pereira was stepping in. Was proper stiff jab. That's the difference with fighting at light heavyweight and heavyweight lad. They're naughty shots them, you know, especially from a big-ass heavyweight like Ciryl. A big punches to be taken. Lad Pereira could go back to saying that he's put that much weight on. Is he going to go back down cause he weighed in at 250? I reckon he could go back down to 205 and win the belt. It's whatever he wants to do. How old now? About 38. 39. Yeah, Hawk was calling him out. Hawk could be a good fight for him next. Yeah. Tom versus Gane is even bigger now that he's won the interim heavyweight title. That's the second time this year that someone's become 2-time interim champ. On the other hand, Israel Adesanya stated he was genuinely rooting for Alex Pereira to become a 3-division champion. He still wants to see him achieve that milestone in his career. A big respect to Feda and congratulations to Gane cause this game hard. Sometimes. I don't know why I wanted him to do it. I was just like, and I can see that the rose-colored glasses will cloud my judgment cause I'm like, you know what, he can do it, I will believe, especially if it's especially one of my friends, if one of my friends is fighting. Even if it's King Kong Godzilla, I will find a way, the one way that person can win, I will just hold on to that. That's the only way I see it in my mind. So yeah, I really wanted to get it done, but again, it is what it is, it's the game. Meanwhile, Alex Pereira also reacted to Jon Jones's video, expressing surprise at Jones's reaction to Pereira's knockout loss. Pereira explained he didn't understand the criticism as he had never spoken negatively about Jones. Foreign. Okay. However, Jon Jones made that video for Dana White, who before the Alex Pereira versus Ciryl Gane fight, had stated Pereira would surpass Jon Jones on the GOAT list after beating Ciryl Gane. You got, Pereira possibly winning his 3rd world title. If he wins the 3rd world title that night, he jumps over Jon Jones and becomes the greatest of all time. On the technical breakdown, Stephen Barnhill Jr. observed that Alex Pereira looked unusually slow compared to Ciryl Gane. He noted that Pereira's move to heavyweight did not produce the expected speed advantage. Barnhill Jr. accredited Gane for his superior sharpness in exchanges, effectively using movement and positioning to consistently get the better of the striking. Let's talk technique, right? Okay. Alex Pereira visibly slower. Not able to handle the speed, the movement, which is odd because usually when lighter weight guys come up, speed is their advantage, right? There. If you think about guys that have come up divisions and had success, it's usually because they're more fast or they're faster and they're more technical than the bigger guys. Neither of those were true. Ciryl was more technical and he was faster than Alex Pereira. Nick Barnhill noted that Gane adeptly